I'm here with Justin, the CEO and founder of his organization. Let's talk about that first. You're doing video influencer marketing, so tell us a little bit more about that.
Sure. So we connect brands specifically with family-friendly video influencers across social media, primarily on YouTube, which is where most of our influencers have their largest following, but Facebook, Instagram, you name it.
So you founded this organization. I think it's always interesting for people to hear kind of where that inspiration came from, the journey, how long you've been working at this, and where you're at today.
Sure. So this all started because my wife April, she started doing YouTube videos about 8 years ago, and this was way back in the day before you could make money doing YouTube. This kind of thing, it was just a hobby, and so I kind of got roped into it, pulled into it. We started doing videos together, and so we have, over the 8 years or so that we've been making videos ourselves, we've worked with hundreds of different brands doing this types of product placement, a sponsored type of content, and so we've learned a lot, and so we decided to start our agency about 2 years ago to essentially be able to teach all those things that we've learned to our clients and brands that we work with.
It seems like now's even a better time to be in this have this kind of tool for people to use in this platform, because I know on YouTube I watch a lot of influencers, and I actually hear a lot of influencers talking about how they're getting some challenges with monetization on YouTube and stuff. So are you able to speak to those audiences and provide them a better solution, would you say?
I mean, so as an influencer ourselves, we kind of straddle both sides of the fence, right? So we still make content, and so we still kind of have our finger on the pulse of everything that's going on for the influencers whom we advocate for. And so we definitely can provide them a pretty compelling alternate, source of revenue, because just in general, even for us personally, revenues from AdSense and, the money that you're making from the ad that rolls before your video is on the decline. Right. Just ad rates for everyone in general across the ecosystem, but brands are becoming so much more interested in working with influencers for native content that revenue from that is going up. So it's this crossing line, which is good, but it's challenging because not every video creator is doing content that is necessarily brand friendly. So it really just kind of depends on what type of content vertical you're in.
All right, very good. So then, where can people go to learn more about your organization? Obviously, the handle's on this tweet here, but where else can they go?
They can go to trendingfamily.com. We've got some case studies up there, or you can go to hello@trendingfamily.com. We could send you a more full deck with some additional case studies.
All right, so in addition to rocking the blue shirts, which are great, you've also been rocking being here as a sponsor for this the Social Media Strategy Summit here in New York. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about that. So first of all, kind of why did you decide to partner with this conference, and then also how's your experience been so far?
Sure. So, I mean, I got to say, this is the first time we've ever sponsored an event. Oh, wow. So it's pretty exciting, and we're honored to be here doing that. But I think that we're definitely starting to wanting to get our name out there more in terms of subject matter expertise. I think what we do is so niche and so specific that we've seen a lot of traction because of our specificity. And I think that we just kind of want to, when people kind of know about what we do, there's a lot more interest. So I think we're kind of entering this next phase of our business that we want to kind of expose what we're doing to different types of partners, and I think the SMSS was a perfect venue for that.
All right, great. And so, talk about that. Any big takeaways, anything that you and your team has heard that are surprising? I mean, you're deep in the video space, but I mean, there's been a lot of crazy stuff being talked about. There's been AI and all these things that are going on. Even yesterday, there was some VR stuff. So, any of these emerging technologies and or just strategies that you think are interesting to point out?
I mean, from our perspective, as you can see from our shirt, we call ourselves the anti-programmatic agency. I think there has been a little bit of pushback on programmatic in general from a media buying perspective for brand safety. Yeah. Brand safety has been like a big buzzword right now because you've seen some big brands have their ads show up on some controversial websites and they didn't know that was happening, and then there's been pushback from consumers, and so unless you're being very judicious about where your ads are showing up, I think we're seeing a little bit of a pullback from this kind of very commoditized programmatic buying methodology. And so what we offer is kind of the other end of the spectrum from that, is very, it's kind of a white glove approach. We're manually vetting all the people. It's native content. It's actually embedded in the video, like I'm talking about a product, this kind of thing. So that's like the ultimate goal of brand safety, right? It can be reviewed by the legal team and, the brand team and all that stuff. So that's kind of really what we do. And so I think we are seeing a little bit of a correction away from this kind of very race to the bottom in terms of CPM.
Very good. Well, Justin, I just want to congratulate you and the team on all the success you guys have had.
Thank you.
And thank you for being here as a sponsor and being a part of Social Media Strategy Summit.
Absolutely.
Nice work.